Assalamu alaikum. Our today's topic is about important fractions of petroleum. In a previous lecture, we discussed in detail about the fractionating column and the fractional distillation of petroleum. So, different fractions were obtained through the fractional distillation of petroleum. Usually, these fractions are used in the as a fuel for different purposes, but we will look at the particular composition of each fraction and the particular use of that fraction. The very first fraction we can obtain from the fractional distillation is called the refinery gas. It contains a mixture of carbon 1 to carbon 4, means methane, ethane, propane, and butane. The boiling point of this fraction is below 40 degrees centigrade, and it will be obtained at the top of the fractionating column. The methane is used for domestic heating, as we know that the natural gas we use at our domestic level you mainly contains the methane gas. 85% of the natural gas is composed of methane gas. Ethane also participate in the natural gas. Propane and butane, where there are larger composition of propane and butane, so these can be used as LPG, the liquid petroleum gas, which is portable. Portable means which is easy to carry, and this fraction is also used as a feedstock. Feedstock means the raw material for other organic compounds. Like for example, we can prepare urea by using the raw material methane. So similarly, if the composition of butane is higher in a mixture, that mixture is called the camping gas, like the cylinder gas which we can take everywhere if we are going to a picnic or any other outing. The second fraction we are having is the naphtha. Naphtha contains 5 to 9 carbon atom containing compounds, and its boiling point is between 40 degrees centigrade to 80 degrees centigrade. It is flammable liquid, and its boiling point is higher than the gasoline. Gasoline means petroleum, but lower than the kerosene. But naphtha is not a good fuel. Fine. Naphtha is a petrochemical which is used to dilute the viscous chemicals, and it is also used as a solvent for organic compounds. Means we usually say that organic compounds are soluble in organic solvents. So naphtha is one of the organic solvent. The next fraction we obtain from the fractional distillation is called the petrol, which is also called gasoline. In British English it is called petrol, while in American language it is called gasoline. The number of carbon atom in this fraction is from C5 to C10 or sometimes C12. Petrol is a good fuel for light engines like car, etc. It is less noisy. It is basically pure. Fine. It gives high speed, but its power generation or production is lower as compared to diesel oil. Means to say it is speedy. It gives speed but not power. It is expensive. The basic differences between naphtha and gasoline is that naphtha contains the volatile form of petroleum, while gasoline is a non-volatile petroleum. Naphtha contains carbon 6, or the heavy naphtha contains more than 6 carbon atoms, while gasoline contains the hydrocarbon with carbon atoms between 4 to 12 per molecule. Naphtha is used as a solvent, as a fuel, and for other industrial purposes. And gasoline is used for the internal combustion engines. Clear? Why I am differentiating the naphtha with the gasoline? Because you can see the naphtha and gasoline contain almost the same number of carbon atoms. The petrol contains C5 to C10, while the naphtha contains C5 to C9. So basically their composition is similar, but there are a difference between these two. Naphtha is a very much lighter fuel which can be used in the cigarette lighter, etc., the small equipments, while gasoline can be used in the internal combustion engine. The next fraction we are having is the kerosene oil. It is also called paraffin oil. It contains C10 to C16 carbon atom, and its boiling point is between the range of 150 to 200 degrees C. It is less volatile and less flammable than petrol. It is used in the domestic heating fuel, that is paraffin oil. मट्टी का तेल जिससे इस्तेमाल किया जाता था, पहले बहुत ज़्यादा होता था इसका इस्तेमाल. अभी जो है हमारे विलेज एरियाज़ में कहीं कहीं पे केरोसिन ऑयल हीटिंग पर्पस के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है. एयरक्राफ्ट जेट फ्यूल के तौर पे इसको यूज़ किया जा सकता है. देन पैराफिन ऑयल कैन बी यूज्ड इन द मेडिसिन्स फॉर कॉन्स्टिपेशन इन लैक्सेटिव मेडिसिन्स. to treat constipation, and it can also be used in the dermatological products for the skin, but it is not good for health because it in the constipation process it cannot be absorbed by the body, while in the dermatological product it can block the pores. It is not suitable to be used medicinally. The diesel oil is also called paraffin oil. These the composition of the two paraffin oils are slightly different from each other, and it depends upon the number of carbon atom. The number of carbon atom in diesel oil is 14 to 25. Its boiling range is 225 degrees C to 300 degrees C. It is less volatile than petrol. Fine. It is a fuel used to be used in the large vehicles such as truck and train, etc. It is a powerful fuel. Keep in your minds, it gave power, not the speed, while petrol gave speed, not the power. Fine. Petrol is not having that much power to run the larger or the bigger vehicles, while diesel is having the ability to run the larger vehicle, but it do not give speed. You may have observed that the large vehicle are not that much speedy as compared to the cars and the smaller vehicles which run through the petrol. Next friction we are having is the lubricating oil. As the name is it indicated, it is used for lubrication, and it contains carbon 20 to carbon 70, and its boiling point is 300 to 400 degrees C. It is a viscous substance for use lubrication. It is also used in waxes and polishes. For example, the petroleum wax is used to manufacture the petroleum jelly, which we usually call the Vaseline. Also, it is used in the cosmetics. Cosmetics having two type of waxes used: petroleum based wax based cosmetics and the honeybee wax. Petroleum based are less expensive, while honeybee wax are more expensive. The fuel oil is containing carbon 50 to carbon 70. Its boiling point is the range of 380 to 400 degrees C. It can be used as a fuel for ships and factories. Then the last one, fraction of fractionating column, is the residue, which we discussed earlier. It is called bitumen or asphalt. It contains more than 70 carbon atom, and its boiling point is above 400 degrees C. As the fractionating column was having 400 degrees centigrade, and it is the fraction which can be obtained at a boiling point above 400 degrees C, so it will be subjected to the vacuum distillation, where there is no air pressure, so boiling can be achieved below 400 degrees centigrade. It can be used in on the road because it will form a thick, black, tough and resistant adhesive surface on cooling, and it can also be used in roofing, waterproofing material because it is oily in touch, so it is a waterproof material. Then, dear students, we discussed the Science, Society and Technology, which is on page number 206. It is very much important as it gave us the details about different type of fire and how to overcome that fire. There are major four categories of fire. The first one is called the ordinary class A fire, and it occurs due to the combustion of wood, plastic and cloth, etc. The second one is called the class B. It occurs through the flammable liquids like, for example, grease, oil and paints, etc. Class C is the electrical equipment fire, and class D is the combustible metal fire. So how to use the fire extinguisher? You have to follow the term pass. First of all, pull the pin in the handle, then aim the nozzle at the base of the fire, then squeeze the lever slowly and swipe the from side to side. So this is how we can use the fire extinguisher. We may have seen the extinguisher, but we are not used to it. Class A fires is the fire of the ordinary material, wood, rubber and cloth, etc. Fire extinguishers which are labeled as A should be used. Water can also be used because it is the ordinary material like cloth and rubber and paper, etc. But fire B is the flammable liquids like petrol, diesel and alcohol, etc. Chemical fire extinguisher with the label B can be used for both the type A and B, and these are filled with foam or powder. Foam means झाग. That type of chemicals जब उसको अप्लाई किया जाता है तो वो फोमी हो जाता है, और फोम होने की वजह से वो पूरे उस एरिया को कवर कर देता है जो इसकी बेस ऑफ द फायर है. इन द लास्ट स्लाइड यू हैव सीन दैट वी हैव टू अप्लाई इट एट द बेस. तो जो जगह उसकी बेस है, फायर की जो बेस है, वहाँ पे हम इसको अप्लाई करते हैं. वो उसको पाउडरी फॉर्म में या फोमी फॉर्म में उसको कवर कर देता है, जिसकी वजह से उसको ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिलती. कीप इन योर माइंड दैट ऑक्सीजन इज़ द गैस विच हेल्प्स इन बर्निंग. जब बर्निंग स्टार्ट हो जाती है तो ऑक्सीजन उसको मज़ीद फैसिलिटेट करती है. अगर हम वहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन की प्रोडक्शन, ऑक्सीजन की अवेलेबिलिटी ख़त्म कर दें तो फायर स्टॉप की जा सकती है. फायर सी इज़ the fire that involves electrical equipment including the wiring, plug sockets वगैरह. अगर किसी इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट में आग लग जाती है तो नेवर एवर शुड बी यूज्ड वाटर. फाइन, बिकॉज वाटर जो है वो इलेक्ट्रिक करंट की वजह से उसमें करंट लगने का खदशा ज़्यादा होता है. तो कभी भी इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट में लगने वाली आग को वाटर से नहीं बुझाया जा सकता. उसके लिए एक स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ एक्सटिंग्विशर यूज़ किया जाता है जिसे क्लास सी फायर बोलते हैं. और इसमें ऐसे मटेरियल्स होते हैं जो कि ड्राई केमिकल्स हैं, जिसमें वाटरी मटेरियल नहीं होता. यूजुअली इन एक्सटिंग्विशर में सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट होता है, NaHCO3 पाया जाता है. एंड दिस टाइप ऑफ एक्सटिंग्विशर कैन बी यूज्ड for both the type B and C types. If there is no extinguisher, so we can use sand और सॉइल, मट्टी या रेत वगैरह उस एरिया के ऊपर डाली जा सकती है ताकि ऑक्सीजन की अवेलेबिलिटी ख़त्म हो जाए. या उसके ऊपर कोई भी मोटा कंबल, रज़ाई वगैरह डाल दें ताकि उसके ऑक्सीजन की प्रोडक्शन, वहाँ पे अवेलेबिलिटी ख़त्म हो जाए. नेवर एवर यूज़ वाटर. Then there are certain multi-purpose extinguisher which can be used for all the types A, B and C, and they contain monoammonium phosphate which is a dry yellow powder. और जब इसकी burning हो जाती है it leaves a nasty means the unpleasant residue which need to be removed or cleaned. Class D fires involves the fire on metals such as magnesium, titanium and sodium. You know that sodium की अगर हम बात कर लें, it is very much common that sodium catches fire when it reacts with the oxygen or water. So if there is such case of sodium burning, so there should be used some chemicals which do not react with the sodium. Like for example, the class D fire extinguisher contain the powdered carbon which do not react with sodium. Clear?